On our YouTube 413 Fitness here. What's up, IBIF Nation? I believe in Fitness Nation. Um, this topic is going to be about, well, this video is going to be about a topic about carbohydrates, the different types there are, and how you know which carbs are good for you and which carbs are bad for you, and which you can eat, depending on your goals. There are three types: simple starch, fibrous, and complex carbs. If you look at the back of, let's say, a brand, Captain Crunch, which is one of my favorite cereals, if you look at that, and you'll see the calories, fats, protein, carbs, iron, all the things that's on the back of the nutritional facts. If you look at that, and then you'll be like, okay, carbs, it says, let's just say 32. And you're like, okay, and you just write that down or put it in for your MyFitnessPal, whatever the case is. It's not all created the same. If you look at that, and then say if you had a banana, which is about 105, medium-sized banana, 105 calories, like 2 grams of fat, I think. If that, no grams of fat, 25 grams of carbs, and 1 gram of protein. It was like that, like they're not created equal. For one, bananas have more, I would say, health benefits than a bowl of Captain Crunch. Just for an example. So all carbs aren't created the same, just because it says 10 grams of fat, you don't know how many polyunsaturated fat and monounsaturated fats there are. And those are the two kind of fats that you want more so than any other kind in your diet. So to tell you more about simple starch carbs, are like sugar, honey, fruit juice. Now I know you heard me say fruit, but they are a simple carb, regardless of whether they're nutritionally good for you or not. That's just a category they fall in because they have a simple molecular structure. Simple carbs are a simple molecular structure, like I just said, and they're made up of 1 to 2 sugar molecules. The simplest form of carbs is glucose. Simple sugars that are found in foods include sucrose, table sugar, fructose found in fruit, and lactose, which is in milk, which you probably already knew. But not all simple carbs are bad. Natural simple carbs in fruit and milk are perfectly healthy, which is why, like I said, you want to make sure you're still getting your fruit in and stuff like that. Low fat or non-fat dairies such as yogurt, milk, and cottage cheese are healthy food choices and rich source of calcium. If you don't have the money to go out and buy vitamins, you can just supplement those products in to get your calcium needs for that day. Although fruits and fresh fruit juice are healthy and packed with minerals and vitamins, it is probably best to eat the actual fruit compared to drinking like a V8 or something like that, because there are preservatives and things like that in that product. I mean, even though it's pesticides in fruit, which is a government thing, which is a whole nother topic. But you want to make sure you're actually eating instead of drinking your calories. Even though, I mean, it's okay to drink protein shakes, but at the same time, it's better off to eat the actual, like, meat or whatever, however you get your protein. Tofu, for those who are into that lifestyle. But back to the topic. It's best to eat those in moderation. Like I said, complex carbs such as vegetables are a superior food source if weight loss is your goal, especially if you're carb sensitive and like if you're diabetic or something like that. Probably the best time to eat your fruit is before and after your workouts. So if not all simple carbs are bad, you might ask which ones are. Sugar is the answer. If you want to lose weight, stay away from sugar, especially before bed. You really don't want to have any carbs before bed. And if you do, make sure like the carb ratio is 2 to 1 or something like that. Which is why I would suggest like just having a protein shake. If you get it by, I think it's Spiritine, that's a good source. Or what's another good one? Or the protein from Walmart protein. By, I can't remember, I think Advantage something. But those guys, you can get theirs or Muscle Milk, whatever EAS Mileplex is what I just started back taking this soy protein now. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. Whey is the superior protein, but that's another topic. But and now we go to complex starchy carbs, like rice, pasta, um, pretty much brown, like brown rice, whole wheat, whole grain type products. Complex carbs are also made up of sugars, but the sugar molecules are strung together, to form longer, more complex chains. Complex starchy carbs include whole grains such as peas and beans, which are rich in vitamins and minerals and fiber. The problem with complex starch carbs is that often they are refined. Refined carbs are foods where machinery has been used to remove the high fiber parts, the brain and the germ from the grain. When a complex carb is refined, it loses complex structure and thus all the properties that made it a healthy choice. Instead, it takes on the properties of a simple carb that I discussed in the prior topic, and is processed by the body in the same way as a simple sugar, which means it can be stored for which means it can be stored for body fat if not burned off, or if it doesn't fit within your macronutrient ratio for that day, for lack of better terms. Um, White rice, white flour, white bread, sugary cereals, and pasta, noodles, and pretty much anything made from white flour are all examples of refined carbohydrates, which are the carbs you should stay away from. Second on the list compared to simple sugars. You should stay away from refined carbs as much as you should stay away from sugars, because they are made similar in the same way and are stored and used in your body the same way and processed the same way. Stick to unrefined complex carbs. They still contain the whole grain, including the brain and germ. Thus, they are higher in fiber and will keep you feeling fuller for longer, which is why you should be trying to get a minimum of 30 grams of fiber in your diet. Minimum 30, 35 grams a day of fiber. So if you have to go buy tortilla wraps or something like that, you can go get those. They're made by Olay, or pita wraps, whole grain bread, anything whole grain, whole wheat, stuff like that. Those are the things you want to get just to keep you regulated and things like that. And it also could help with water weight if you keep those monitored. They'll keep you feeling full longer. Can't talk. Which is great for weight loss. Examples include whole grain rice, wholemeal bread, porridge oats or oatmeal, and whole wheat pasta. Next is complex fibrous carbs, like vegetables. Fibrous carbs are rich sources of vitamin, minerals, and phytochemicals and other nutrients, and tend to be green vegetables like spinach, lettuce, broccoli, celery. These are full of fiber, which is the indigestible portion of plant materials like vegetables. This means that much of the food passes through straight to the gut and is not absorbed. Thus, they are great colon cleansers and are essential for keeping the digestive process running clean and healthy. Even better, fibrous carbs are very low in calories, and it's virtually impossible to overeat on green vegetables, which is why coming up in my next day eating video, which will probably be tomorrow because I don't have to go anywhere, but you'll see like a couple chicken breasts, but more like lettuce and stuff like that, tomatoes, which is, you can never overeat. Like I just said in the notes, you can never overeat on carbs. On vegetables or fruit within reason. Fruit, like if you eat 10 bananas a day, that's kind of too much potassium, which can cause health problems. But just don't even count those towards your macros. If you're eating like lettuce, spinach, stuff like that, you don't have to. Some vegetables are also low in calories. They contain less calories than it requires to eat them, which is why, like for celery, like it doesn't count really, because it's so low in calories. The calories you take to chew your food and to breathe is enough to burn that off right there. And if you already like have some sort of muscle mass on you, you're already good right there. But carbs, you want to stay away from simple carbs and complex starchy carbs. On the list, simple will be first, and complex starchy second. And the carbs you want the most are fibrous carbs, which can keep you feeling full longer and keep your digestive process going, flowing smoothly. But thanks for watching. Also, probiotics. If you don't take those and you kind of have digestive problems, those help too. You probably saw the commercial with Erin Andrews from ESPN. Well, she used to be with ESPN. But that's my take on carbs. 413 Fitness, IBIF Nation. Thanks for watching.